Hello, and please feel welcome to Talk About Men, where our mission is to defend against bellends. Today I'm just going to talk about a few of the lies that I realised and discovered about Dick and how he had been. One of the earliest ones that happened, that I only realised looking back, was when I told him how much he'd hurt me when he dumped me and that was part of why I went to hospital. He gave an audible sob and there were tears in his eyes, and I was like, oh my god, he really cares about how much he hurt me. He's really cut up about that. But then I seen him over the months do a similar manoeuvre to family members when he wanted them to do something or didn't want to do something or wanted to feign acting upset more than he was. Because he'd be over the phone and he'd be trying to convey to them that he couldn't do something. And he'd look all upset and be like, ah, ah, over the phone. And I'd be taking his hand, make sure he's okay. And he'd go, oh no, it's all right, it's all right. So he clearly didn't really act, wasn't really feeling what he was claiming to feel. The other thing was he claimed he only had 5 years to live. I actually have a best friend with his condition. So I know that they would never be told that because they can live for an indefinite amount of time. Doctors can't say to them. The other thing was he claimed that he was sexually abused and he enjoyed it. I know some people do claim that, but he also claimed that his abuser asked him to wee on her a lot. Oh Dick, it's so warm, please wee on me. And I think that at least that detail was bollocks because that was always something he was sort of trying to get us to do or to spot. So I think that was more like a fetish of his that he was putting into this story. And I don't even know if he was sexually abused or if that is something that he says to manipulate people. No, I don't say that lightly. I got in touch with one of his exes, Katie, and he had told everyone that, I think I've said some of this before, sorry. He had told everyone that he'd had to get a thug to run her out of town. But she just wanted to move somewhere more scenic, and she realised that he was lying about that he was going to leave his wife. He claimed to her that his wife had known about his previous ex, Denise. This wasn't the case. He also said that when he split up with his first wife, Claire, I keep going wrong, sorry, his now second wife swooned and fell to the ground when hearing that he was single. Another woman that he spoke to online was Amelia. He used to tell me all Amelia's secrets and slag her off to me. He actually really disliked her. So I got in touch with Amelia and said to him, look, he's telling everyone all your secrets, things she confided in him. She was vulnerable and she had said somewhere online that she was going to kill herself, and then he had approached her saying that he could help her, and from there he started asking her for dirty photos of herself. He claimed to me that Amelia would send him his photos and he asked her to stop, but it was her that was asking him that was asking her to send him the photos, and not only normal ones but also because of her disability she was incontinent, and he used to go, ooh, yum, show me. I honestly don't know what I've said and what I haven't, but this is my last video about Dick. So, yeah, when he said to Amelia that maybe I could do some care work for her, he goes, make sure you pay her, as if that was saying something about me. He never offered me a penny for the work that I did for him, getting him in and out of his treatment, sitting with him during his treatment and so on. He would barely cover the cost of my taxis there and back, and I live on a very low income, so no, I didn't ask him unduly for any money whatsoever. I would just like maybe a contribution to my taxi fares, but even then I wouldn't be honest about the amount I was spending, which is quite a lot. So that was complete bullshit and lies that he'd told her or implied to her. When I told her that he was telling me all this stuff, all this stuff about her, he claimed that he had been hacked and I'd just been reading their conversation. Like, I would have had to be reading their conversation for like years to know the amount of stuff, like, and like, why would I bother? And I'm crap at hacking anyway, I'm not a hacker. So yeah, that reminded me of when like he and I got back friends, and he claimed that he hadn't slugged me off in public, and he claimed that he hadn't unfriended me on Facebook. He said it must have been a hack or something like that and stuff, and that was all lies. Yeah, a friend of Amelia's, Charlotte, he told her that he was a sex therapist, and she found him pushy and creepy because he was asking her for photos, like, not filthy ones at first, but like, she was like, well, why do you want a photo of me? This was just, a random bloke who was a friend of a friend. He didn't tell me that he also in the past had shagged his friend Rachel sometimes and taken her to the adult cinema. And I don't mind that. I was just surprised that he didn't tell me this, because like he told me quite a lot of stuff. But yeah, that was just intriguing to me, and I wonder why. But he did say to me that all his friends, female friends, know that he's up for it whenever they want, if they ever want, with him, which no one with sense or any taste would, or the sanity. Anyway, thanks for listening to me talk about men. Please comment, like, share and subscribe. If you have a story to tell, you can email the link in the description.